so stuck with your net worth, right? It's like you just can't get to that next level. You feel stuck. I feel like I have savings, but nothing's really growing for me. How do I get to that next level? Well, the biggest reason we see is called the lazy money, lazy money syndrome. What's going on here? Well, one of the biggest things that we see, a huge trend, especially with women, is too much cash, too much money sitting in low interest bearing cash. Why? What are the top reasons we see, excuses, of people having so much in cash? One, it feels safe and secure. Okay, I'll give them that. Yes, it is. It's fully liquid. You can take that money out at any point. It's a good enough yield. I'm getting, 2, 3, 4%. It's good enough. I'll keep that. But we know interest rates are going to keep continuing to come down for a period of time here. So those yields are going to continue to go down. I don't know what else to do with the money. That's one of the biggest reasons that we hear. I just don't know where else to put it. I keep it there. It feels safe. I'm used to seeing it in my bank account. Another huge reason is no one's managing the money. We encounter so much cash sitting in brokerage accounts, retirement accounts, CDs, money markets, and even just basic checking and savings accounts. We had a woman yesterday, $150,000 in her checking account, just sitting there. So what should we be doing about it? And why is this hurting you? Well, let's think about it. This woman yesterday, she has $100,000 in a CD paying her 1.5%. Okay, 1.5% for the year. Not much. Inflation's 3%. So she just devalued her money by 1.5%. Okay? Plus, that 1.5% she's getting on as interest, she owes tax on that money. So she's not getting that full 1.5%. She's getting probably closer to 1%. Another reason this is hurting you is because whatever you're using that money to save for, that cost of that good is going up much higher than that 1.5%. So while you feel like you're saving money towards a goal, you're saving money this amount, but the price of that keeps going up even higher. So you're not even able to catch up to that price of that higher good, whether it's real estate, whether it's your retirement income that you need. Here's an example of that. We started working with a widow. We're going to call her Ann. And Ann came to us in 2020. Her husband sold out of stocks, sat in cash because the markets pulled down, but never made any adjustments to it. Okay, so it's just sitting in cash, lazy money. Now the markets have done really well since then. And I explained to her if she had invested conservatively, about 60% stocks, 40% bonds, very moderate, she would have about 3 years worth of retirement income. That's the opportunity cost of sitting in too much cash. Okay? So because of that, she's going to have to work 3 years more because of this lazy money. And we see this happening all the time. This is why people aren't getting to their goals, or they feel like they have to play catch up because it's not being invested efficiently. So for the next few weeks, I'm going to be going over different ways you have lazy money. So today is all about cash. We're going to talk about other things like unmanaged old 401k plans, pension plans that aren't doing anything for you. And if you pass predecease, being able to take from the pension plan, they're gone, kaput. Lack of estate plan, taxes we're going to talk about too. So really the 5 main things: cash, we're going to talk about old 401ks, estate plans, lack of an estate plan, taxes, and then unmanaged investments especially. So stay with us. Today's all about cash. So we talked about why it's hurting you. One, inflation's crushing your value of your dollar. You still owe taxes on that money, and the cost of your future good that you're saving up for is still going up in value, but your money's not going up as fast as it is. So you're never going to be able to be at that place where you can fully afford it. Okay? So you're going to feel you have to save even more money to catch up, and now your cash flow is shrinking. Okay? There's a ripple effect of it. So what are some alternatives then to having cash? And I'm not against cash. 3 to 6 months emergency fund in cash is great. Have that. Anything above that, I see people with $200,000, $1 million sitting in cash. If they were to move that into, let's say, municipal bonds, $1 million, that would give them 5 to 7% tax-free income for them, $50,000 to $70,000 a year tax-free. So some of the first steps that we take is looking at bonds, treasuries, short term, 3 months, 6 months, up to 2 years. We're going to lock in a higher rate because CDs, higher money markets, those rates continue to come down. We're going to lock in a higher rate for longer. Okay, backed by the U.S. government. The next step would be something like corporate bonds or municipal bonds. Corporate bonds, you're going to get a nice yield, 5 to 7%. Municipal bonds, that's tax-free income at the federal level. Tax-free income. So you can create a tax-free pension plan by having a municipal bond portfolio for it. The third one that we're seeing a lot of money flowing into right now are private credit. We've been doing a lot more private credit. What this looks like is you're giving up some liquidity. Most of them you can liquidate, take your money out every 3 months. But with that exchange, you're getting a yield from 8, 9, 10, even 11% on your money. So huge swing. And what we'll also do is ladder them. So we'll do a mixture of the treasuries, a mixture of corporate or municipal bonds, and a mixture of the private credit. So we're going to still have accessible money, but we are also going to up the yield from 2 to 4%, mixing it with yields around 10%. That's a nice income stream for you or to continue to build for that future purchase. And then looking at cash in old retirement accounts, what do we do with this money? Well, we can get it working a lot better for you because your retirement inflation is even higher than the 3% regular inflation. Why? It's because a lot of your expenses in retirement are healthcare related, and that inflation tends to be 5 to 7%. Even Medicare premiums, those go up on average 6 to 7% a year. Okay? So earning 1 to 4% on your money is not keeping up with your healthcare costs that are rising 6 to 7% a year. So lazy money really is hurting you in so many different aspects, but we can help. So reach out to us at the Wealth Boutique and we will get you on a call so we can stop this lazy money syndrome. You work way too damn hard for your money, for your cash just to be sitting there earning a good enough return. It really is. So we'll look at where is there lazy money hitting your account, where are there opportunities to get that growth back ignited into your net worth so that you can hit your goals. Sound good? Well, I'll see you next week. We're going to talk about lazy money in old 401ks and where there's so much opportunity. We just had a call with a client yesterday where we saved her $400,000 in retirement accounts. By implementing a tax strategy, saved her $1 million in taxes. $1 million. We just found her for her retirement. That's huge. $1 million. That can completely change somebody's retirement. So I'll see you next week when we're going to go into how do we find money and get rid of this lazy money for your retirement accounts. I'll see you next week. I'm Jessica Weaver, founder of the Wealth Boutique.